It is time for our Ole Penn Real Estate Athlete of the Week. And this week, Justin, we have a lot of them. And we are going to start
Athletes.
Yes, we have Athletes of the Week. So our Ole Penn Real Estate Athletes of the Week is the Monty Wrestling winners from this recent district tournament that was yesterday?
Yes, it was Saturday, yeah.
Gotcha.
At Ole Penn Real Estate, we have solidified our foundation on 4 core values. First, we continuously focus on growing our knowledge in the market and in our practices to bring the highest level of competency to our clients. Second, we provide a high level of integrity, compassion, and kindness in every aspect of our business. Third, we put the human element above business through humor, enthusiasm, and patience. And last but not least, we proactively respond to the needs of our clients. Our mission is to create a personal real estate experience, one person and one home at a time. With Ole Penn, it's personal.
So to me, we've been feeling a little bad because, to be completely honest, we didn't really know whether or not wrestling season was happening because there was just no coverage of it. And there was a point a few weeks ago where Daniel said, it was like a pre-show or post-show, it was like, is there wrestling going on? I haven't seen anything. And so we've been going through not really knowing what was happening in wrestling. And then I was told last weekend, oh yeah, there's wrestling. There was a meet last Saturday, and there was going to be the district meet coming up this coming Saturday, which was yesterday now. And I was like, okay, well, we need to figure out how we can get some coverage on this. So this is the first real reporting that I've done in quite a while.
I love it.
I actually had to figure out who was the coach of the team, and I thought it was this. Jeff Klinger's been the coach of the team for a while. I thought he moved away. Sorry, Jeff. I didn't know that. I emailed the athletic director for Monty and asked who the wrestling coach was, and he told me it was Jeff, and I was like, probably should have known that. So anyway, I know Jeff. Jeff's a good dude, so I was able to message him and get a bunch of information from him. It's been a really difficult season for wrestlers because the guidelines that they had to follow as, I guess, the WIAA / the government determined that wrestling was the most dangerous sport for COVID, even though that doesn't completely make sense to me. But these wrestlers had to get tested twice a week just to participate in their sport.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's been a difficult season.
Were the schools paying for that?
I'm assuming so. But
Wow.
also because of that, a lot of schools decided, no, we're not going to do wrestling this year.
Wow.
And a lot of individual wrestlers just decided, no, we're going to skip it this year.
Wow.
So even now at the district meet, there was only 6 teams that participated in our district of the 2 leagues combined. So the kids who did this had to really, fight through a lot of adversity and anxiety of constantly, wrestlers already have the anxiety of weight classes and your diet and everything and how you can fit in because there's a limit on how many varsity wrestlers you can have per weight class and everything. So there's all these different things they have to worry about. There's all this built-in anxiety, physical anxiety, mental anxiety. And then on top of that, they have to worry about getting tested twice a week. Wow. And some of the test results are coming up inconclusive. And so people are missing wrestling events and not getting to participate because they haven't even tested positive. So it's been a really trying season, but these kids, they really fought through it. Montesano's team ends up winning the overall team championship for the district. And the first place wrestlers, Jeff and I just kind of agreed, hey, we don't really want to, this has been a great season for all these kids. We don't want to pick 1 or 2. Let's just, all the kids who finish first, they'll be the athlete of the week together. So in the 120-pound weight class, Jacob Salstrom. In the 132-pound weight class, Cole Ekerson. In the 138 weight class, Cooper Johansson. In the 145 weight class, Ty Ekerson, which is Cole's older brother. In the 170 weight class, Brandon Kroeger. And then in the 182 weight class, we have Connor Hollatz. And finally, in the 195 weight class is Mateo Sanchez. So 7 wrestlers from Monty that finished in first. And when we do our roundup, we'll run through all the others that placed. Elma participated as well, and they had some winners. But huge congratulations to those kids who got out there and wrestled. I do have a quote from Jeff about how he thought the season went and how the district thing went. He said, "I'm very proud of the whole team, but particularly the seniors. They did not get to fulfill their state dreams, but I thought they performed exceptionally well yesterday considering the extremely short season." So that was the other thing. All the sports had condensed seasons. Wrestling was no exception to that, but normally between like the ramp up and the workouts and everything, they'd have 3 full months for their season from beginning to end. And this time they had 6 weeks, which is what most sports did, but a lot of the other sports bled over into their season. So kids that were participating in other sports that were doing postseason activities missed a week of wrestling. So for a lot of them, they only had 5 weeks to do this. So huge congratulations to those kids for being our athletes of the week, for finishing first in the district.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of familiar names there as well. I mean, these are a bunch of kids that I feel like we've talked about a decent amount of them before at different times. I think there's only one that I didn't really recognize. But most of these kids, we know from seeing them around in the community. We've talked about them before, and all we hear is amazing things about how all of these kids work with whatever sport they're playing at the time and whatever they're doing. So, yeah, Jacob Salstrom, Cole Ekerson, Cooper Johansson, Ty Ekerson, Brandon Kroeger, Connor Hollatz, and Mateo Sanchez. Well done, not only for winning your district tournament, which is sadly as far as you get to go this year, but also sticking through just this incredibly tough season of having to work through that, where it seems like you guys have obviously been put through way more than any other kids playing whatever sport so far this year. It's been crazy. That's
just from my perspective. I've watched a lot of basketball.
Yeah.
I can't really see the difference between what the basketball players are doing than what the wrestlers are doing. There's close contact. At least in wrestling, it's one-on-one close contact. In basketball, I just watched a play this past weekend where 8 players were diving on the floor after a ball, like all on top of each other. I'm happy that we're playing basketball, but it's hard for me to wrap my brain around why wrestling had all these extra regulations that basketball didn't. I'm glad that they were able to get out there, and I'm glad that they were able to play, and I know that everything's not going to be perfect, and it's just got to be difficult for these kids to look across the gym and see these basketball players that aren't having to go through all the same things that they are. So, I mean, that makes me have so much more respect for what they did to fight through and finish the way they did.
Absolutely. Wrestling will make you tough in multiple ways now, apparently. And, I mean, the way they train, I mean, all I can say is maybe that prepared them to go through the added adversity because they train their butts off. So yeah, they are our Ole Penn Real Estate Athletes of the Week.